We're starting tonight with a story that, honestly, changes the game for modern warfare. A story that played out in the dark skies over a major capital city.
Because on the night of March 7, 2026, a new chapter in the history of aerial combat was written. And this wasn't some dogfight between advanced fighter jets. No, this was the Battle of the Swarms.
You're looking at the number 480. In one single, overwhelming wave, Russia launched a record-breaking 480 drones towards Ukraine. I mean, that's the biggest attack of its kind since this whole thing started. It's a number that's designed to just break you. But what happened next is a real story here. Stay till the end because some shocking things I'm going to reveal in this explainer. Let's get back to it.
See that number, 480? It's not the whole picture, because Ukraine had a number of its own to answer with. 453. That's how many of those drones they managed to shoot right out of the sky.
Let that sink in. That is a staggering 94% success rate. This was so much more than just a defensive win. It was a technological masterclass on a scale that, frankly, we've never witnessed before.
Okay, so this event, it wasn't just a random attack. It's a huge step in the evolution of what military folks call deep precision strikes. You have to understand, with the front line pretty much stuck in a stalemate, both sides are now fighting a war of depth, not just distance.
Russia's whole game plan is about one thing: saturation. Their war machine is just cranking out these Shahed X drones. They're long-range, packed with explosives, at an insane pace. And the idea is brutally simple. Just overwhelm the enemy. Send more drones than they have missiles to shoot them down.
But here's why Ukraine had that incredible success rate. They're fighting back with a totally different strategy, the digital war. We're talking about advanced machine learning, detailed terrain mapping, and autonomous systems. This stuff makes the old way of stopping drones, like electronic jamming, look, well, obsolete. It's basically a high-tech shield against a relatively low-tech sword.
And this really gets to the economic reality of this new type of conflict. It's called cost asymmetry. A simple $1,000 FPV drone can take out a $5 million armored tank. Do the math. That's a 5,000 to 1 exchange ratio. A number like that is literally breaking the bank for modern militaries.
But we have to stop for a second. Because as much as we talk about that 94% success, we absolutely have to face the devastating truth of the 6% that got through. And this is where the story turns from a high-tech victory into a heartbreaking human tragedy.
So while Kyiv's digital shield was holding strong up in the air, the defenses on the ground failed, tragically, in another city, Kharkiv. And here, the numbers tell a completely different and incredibly grim story.
Around 3 o'clock in the morning, a single Russian ballistic missile just slammed into a 5-story residential building. This wasn't a barracks or a factory. It was a home. 10 civilians were killed, among them a 9-year-old boy and a 13-year-old girl. This is the brutal, gut-wrenching reality behind the percentages.
And the cost? It goes so far beyond the lives lost in that moment. Researchers have a term for it: the human toll of attrition. See, these strikes are designed to inflict long-term damage, not just to buildings, but to the environment and to people's minds. It's about scarring a population for generations to come. And you can literally measure the environmental damage. It's devastating. Studies are showing that PM 2.5 air pollution, that's the really fine toxic stuff, spikes by 46 to 77% during these attacks. The people who survive, they'll be breathing the toxic smoke of this war for decades.
But this war isn't just being fought with explosions and fire. It's also being fought with ice. A second front has opened up, and its target is Ukraine's ability to simply survive the cold.
What you get is this cascading failure. First, the strikes knock out heat for over 2,800 apartment buildings just in the Kyiv region. That forces the national grid operator to start emergency blackouts. Suddenly, the whole energy system is facing a 35% power deficit every single day. And that in turn threatens the most basic services like clean water and sewage. It's a weapon aimed squarely at societal collapse.
The total direct damage to Ukraine's energy sector as of early 2026, over $11 billion. That is a staggering amount of money that points to a systematic effort to just dismantle the country's ability to function.
But Ukraine didn't just sit there and take this. Oh no, the response to the attack on Kharkiv and the energy grid was swift, it was powerful, and it was incredibly strategic.
They used long-range American-made ATACMS and French Scalp missiles. But they didn't just target more drones. They went after the source. A critical Shahed drone launch facility right near the Donetsk airport. And this right here, this is the heart of the strategic trade-off. While Russia uses saturation to try and overwhelm, Ukraine is using penetration to eliminate. Their deep strike isn't just taking out cheap drones, it's destroying the expensive launch sites, it's killing the highly trained specialists who guide these things, and it's wiping out the entire logistics chain that makes the swarms possible in the first place.
So when you pull back and you look at everything that happened in just those 24 hours, a really clear and honestly disturbing trend starts to emerge, one that points to the future of this conflict.
We are now entering a new phase of this war, one defined by something called land denial. Basically, neither side can make any real gains on the ground anymore. So, the battle has moved. It's moved up into the air, and its primary target is shifting from the soldier on the front line to the civilian in their living room.
And all of this leaves us with one final crucial question. When the war moves from the front line to the power line, from the soldier in the trench to the child in their own apartment, where exactly does the battlefield end?
The events of March 7th don't give us any easy answers, but understanding them is absolutely critical. Make sure you subscribe for more explainers like this as we keep tracking this evolving conflict. And for a deeper dive on the future of drone warfare, check out the video that's now appearing on your screen.